Hey guys, this is John from US Dash Camera. Today I have something most people never would have thought I would recommend, but I wanted to give it a chance for several reasons. This is a cell phone based dash camera product and app called Greenlight. It's more than just an app though, so you don't just download an app from the App Store or the Google Play Store. As you can see in the picture, it does actually have a mount and a green button that has a couple different functions. So now this is just a beta test, so the product is not yet released, and a lot of things could actually change, including the hardware, and there are some issues currently, but the company is well aware of these issues and are working on fixes. So this was sent to me for beta test by Greenlight actually, so let's take a look at the actual product. So like I said, it comes with a mount and a cord. So there are some simple instructions. The way the cord works, it actually slides into a little slot on the mount, so you can actually just drop your phone right into it and it should connect, and then you can even turn it sideways if you'd like to. So I didn't actually receive the USB adapter, but that's okay, I have plenty, and like I said, this is just a beta test. It even said beta on the box, so it's not a big deal. And it does actually come with both a lightning adapter or a micro USB, so it does work with iPhones or any other cell phones. So here you can see this is a pretty standard clamp style mount. It does have a very high quality suction cup. It is very sticky, similar to some of the higher end GPS mounting brackets or suction cups. Now, one issue I've had is I only have an iPhone 5S, which is a really small phone, and sometimes it slides in and out pretty easily, a little too loose for my comfort sometimes. But they apparently are planning on adding a little bit more foam so it'll hold smaller phones. Now, this is the button that comes with it. The main purpose is it acts as an emergency record button, so this isn't actually always recording for hours at a time. It'll actually only save the last 30 seconds or a minute or a few minutes that you set it to. And when you hit that button, it'll save that last clip. So you can't go back half an hour and find a clip from half an hour ago unless you hit that button. Now, it will also save a clip if it detects a collision. So if you get into a car accident, it should save that last 30 seconds or minute or what, like I said, whatever you set it to, which I will show later. So there you can see that's the lightning port and the micro USB. And so here you can see there's a little slot in the front for it. So when you slide that in, you can adjust it to the thickness of your phone, so you can just drop your phone right in. And the nature of this product is when your car is on, your Bluetooth will actually connect to that button automatically, and when it connects to that cord, it'll actually set off an alert for you to activate the app, and then you just swipe it or click it and it'll start the app right up. So there's very little effort into getting this to actually start the app and start recording. And that's the main reason I wanted to give this a chance, because it's more than just an app. It does have a little bit of extra functionality. Now, one issue right off the bat I had is the cord from the button to the phone is way too short, but that's something Greenlight is already thinking about. They're thinking about multiple different solutions. It might be a longer cord, or it might be something completely different. But let's take a look at it in my car. So I have a 9th gen Civic. The 8th and 9th gen Civics have really weird dashboards, and the only place I could find to mount it was up there at an angle. There you can see the cord isn't long enough to hang down in front of my dash. But you can see when I plug it in, there's the app. I click it and it starts. So that's all the effort it takes. It's really simple, really quick. There you can see I hit the button and it's going to start recording that clip now. So there's a few options on the bottom. You can stop the recording, you can snap a picture, or you can actually click save on the bottom right also. You can actually flip it around and view yourself if you wanted to film inside the car. So now let's take a look at the menu options. So you can see how many clips I've uploaded. There's a camera option. Obviously that just goes to the camera. Saved clips. I have a bunch of clips on here that I've tested out. Now you can actually share these to something like Facebook, or you can upload them to the cloud. I chose Dropbox personally. And here you can see the resolution settings and how long the looped recording is. And like I said, it doesn't actually record multiple minute-long segments. It's only saving the last minute or 2 or 3 minutes that you save it to. Now these are the upload settings. You can actually have it automatically upload to the cloud of your choosing, but I don't really want to use a bunch of data, so I just have it as manual upload only. And here are some few help options. So if you want some support for the app, you'd click that and it'll load it up on your phone browser. Doesn't seem to be working right now. I'm not sure if that's just my internet, but there you can see I just hit the button again, and then it goes right back to the app. So that does bring up one issue though. If you get a phone call, it'll actually end the recording. So once you answer the phone, you can actually hit that button again and start recording while you're on the phone, but you do actually have to manually go back into the app with the button. Otherwise, it's not going to be recording. Now here you can see where I turned it sideways. This is ideal because you do want a widescreen video, but because of the cord, it's so short, I couldn't even stick it down on the dash if I wanted to, the way I have this installed, but 9th Gen Civics are just a real hassle, so most people aren't going to have this issue like I do. So I also did test it in a family member of mine's Silverado, so worked out a lot better because the dashboard is much more suitable for a mount like this. And it does bring up one of my points though about the mount. Now the best mount I've ever personally used is the Dash Crab Duet, and it has really easy one-handed operation. There you can see my iPhone is in it on the right side, and it uses some sort of spring-based, friction-based clamp, so you don't have to hold it down or anything, and it holds it really tight. Not only that, it does rotate really easily, and it can actually go up and down the base. Now, one of my main issues with the mount that's included is it actually vibrates a lot, and that is one issue that Greenlight has mentioned, and they are trying to find a better solution so it doesn't shake that much. Now this video I'm not going to concentrate too much on the actual footage because it's all based on your phone's camera, but I'll get to that later. But something like the Dash Crab Duet wouldn't really work with the way this mount works because you have to have that cord plugged in at the bottom, so it's not easy to have something where you would slide in and out with a friction spring-based option and still have that port on the bottom to line up with your phone's port. Now, that does actually bring up another point though, where you don't actually need to have it plugged in. You can actually have this only plugged into your 12-volt port, and then you'll see that it actually does work without your phone plugged into it because it's connected by Bluetooth. Now, if you already have the app running in the background, hitting that button will actually still bring up the alert to start the app, but if the app isn't running in the background, you would have to manually select it from your phone's menu, but it's actually not that much more work to just find it on your phone's menu, especially if you have it on your home page. So that way you could actually install the button anywhere you wanted and have your phone just up there, and it'll still work with a button but be wireless, so that's an option you could consider. So I did want to show some footage, and your results are going to vary wildly because it's going to depend on your phone. But one thing I noticed with pretty much all of my clips, majority of them, is the phone was way out of focus. It was focused on the dashboard a lot of the times, and some of the clips you can't even read license plates that are stopped right in front of me, so it's a little disappointing at first. There's actually an option on iOS, I'm not sure about Android, but for the app you can set the autofocus to just a locked focus, and it'll actually set it off into the distance, supposedly. In this clip you can see the license plate is really blurry and hard to read because it doesn't seem to be focusing properly. This was before I switched it. and this one too. But even when I switched it, it still wouldn't really focus off in the distance. I was still getting really blurry video. But like I said, it's all going to vary based on your phone. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out is a lot of the publicity photos, it shows it in portrait mode, but I wouldn't ever recommend recording it like this. I mean, just look at it. You can see the shadow of the car to the left of my car, but you can't even make out the car. That's at my 10 or 11 o'clock right there. So I think portrait mode is awful and I wouldn't recommend it, but it does make it more convenient. Now here's one glitch I noticed. When you turn it sideways while it's running, it'll actually give you a vertical video, but it's actually the widescreen footage squished into that vertical ratio. And of course, Greenlight is well aware of this issue, so that's something they're working on, so hopefully it'll be fixed in the future. And you'll notice this clip is really fast motion because it glitched out and wouldn't stop recording. This clip was originally over 5 minutes long until I finally manually stopped the recording. So there's definitely some glitches, but I do think this has quite a bit of promise. So this product is going to be $50, comes with the mount, the button on the cord, and the app. And, for $50, a lot of people are just going to say go buy a G1W or spend a little bit more and get an A118C or whatever. There's a lot of cameras between $50 to $100 that work very well and are dedicated dash cameras. So I would agree for the most part, but I don't think everyone wants to buy a dedicated dash camera, even though it might be a better option in the long run. There's still a lot of people out there that don't want a camera recording inside their car at all times, or for whatever weird reasons. So I think there's a few people, even I know, that would prefer to use something like this. I personally would always recommend using a dedicated dash camera over something like this, but at $50 it's still pretty cheap. A lot of people love to use their smartphones for everything, so I think it'll appeal to a decent market. Now, besides the few technical issues that I'm assuming and hoping will be fixed by the time it releases, I do hope there's going to be a better mount, because like I said, the mount isn't the best. It works in the way that they designed it, in the sense that you should be able to just drop your phone and have it plug into the micro USB or lightning port. But again, it's still a little clunky sometimes, so I hope they can find a little more elegant solution. I would like to thank Greenlight for sending this beta unit out for testing. I likely will be testing any revisions or future products by them. So I think, like I said, it has promise. It's not for everyone, but I think there are people out there that would appreciate this product. So I think it's something to keep an eye out for if you want to use your phone as a dash camera. So that's it for today on this beta overview. As usual, thanks for watching. If you like this video or my other videos, I'd appreciate if you hit like and subscribe. And of course, drive safe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.